Hello everyone, welcome to Duatech, and in this tutorial we will be installing and setting up SQL Server. Please follow my mouse and listen carefully. So let's get started. So we'll be using a web browser to install our SQL Server, but first we need to download it. But not all web system has Chrome. That's Google Chrome as web browser. Some system has an inbuilt browser called Edge. That's EDGE Edge, Microsoft Edge. So if you have this on your system, double click on it, and if you don't have that, just search for Internet Explorer, double click on it. That's a way too old browser. I won't really tell you to do this, to use Internet Explorer, but if you have Edge, double click on Edge. If you don't have Edge and you have only Internet Explorer, double click on Internet Explorer. If you have Firefox, double click on Firefox. If you have Opera Mini, double click on Opera Mini, which I don't have. I have Chrome, so I'll be using Google Chrome. So my Google Chrome is opened. Let me open it. Yeah, so I've clicked on my Google Chrome and I've opened it. But first I need to explain to you what we'll be downloading before we move on to the main point of today. So now we'll be downloading two applications. That's the SQL Server, which is this, and SQL Management Studio. So this SQL Server, don't get confused, is like a database engine where data is stored, while this SQL Management Studio is a tool where we use to store data. This is like a storage where data is stored, while this one is a tool we use to store it. So don't get it confused. They are two different things. I'll be mentioning that very well in this tutorial. SQL Server is different from SQL Server is different from SQL Management Studio. So SQL Server is, like I said, is a database engine where data is stored, while SQL Management Studio is like managing your database, editing, deleting and stuff is done there. So we'll need these two, they come together, we'll need it, like they work together. Without this SQL Server, Management Studio won't be working, and without Management Studio, SQL Server will be useless. So let's go on and install it. So I'll move to my Chrome back, or move to your specified browser, anyone you are using. So the first thing to do here is to search for SQL Server. I hope you are seeing my search bar. Go to this search bar first. Let me take it from beginning. Go to your search bar on your browser, which is this or this, any of your choice. I like to go here, then search for SQL space server, then click on enter. The first result you should see should be what? Should be this, Microsoft. Don't click on this, it's not a typical error, so don't click on this. The first result you should be seeing is from Microsoft, so you'll be seeing SQL Server downloads. Click on it. It should redirect you to a web page like this with this new interface, having try SQL Server on this. So scroll down a little bit, you should see developer option and express option, which is download a specified and specialized edition. So we'll be going for developer option. Click on the download now button on that developer option, click on it. Then it should download the SQL Server for you now. So in this slide here that we've talked about now, we've downloaded the SQL Server, so it's now remaining to install it. To install your SQL Server, just double click on it. After downloading, double click on this, but take note, while installing SQL Server you need to be connected to the internet, like I am connected to the internet. You need to be connected to the internet. To connect to your internet, just on your phone hotspot, then come to this side here. If you're not connected to the internet, it should be like a round shape with net on it. Click on it, then you should see on Wi-Fi here, something like this. Yeah, exactly, if you're not connected. So to connect to your internet, click on this icon if you have it, then click on Wi-Fi, then look for your hotspot name, then click on it, then connect automatically, or click on connect. So if you're installing your SQL Server, after double clicking on it, on the file you've downloaded, you will see this, then click on run. Run. After clicking on run, you might not see run, but if you see run, then click on run. After clicking on run, this new interface appear, then click on yes. Do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? Click on yes. Then a new interface should appear, a new window should appear. Notes, take notes. You need to be connected to the internet while using this. You need to be connected to the internet. I think my internet is disconnected. Okay, you need to be connected to the internet, and to install SQL Server you need at least 1.3 gig of data. You need 1.3 gig of data to install this SQL Server. So the first thing, you need to be connected to the internet. The second thing, you need at least 1.3 gig of data to install this SQL Server. Make sure you meet the requirements before you open the SQL Server app you download, which is this. Before you start installing it, make sure you meet the requirements. So if you are good to go, open it and we'll be here. So let's just wait for it to get things ready and let's see what's happening. Now immediately it has loaded. Immediately you'll be seeing this interface here. You'll be seeing a new window saying developer edition. Select an installation type, basic, custom, then download media. Just click on basic because we're just starting. Click on basic, then it will show you a terms and condition. Just click on accept, then click on install. But because I have this installed, I won't be clicking on install, but just click on install because this is your first time. Like I said, you need at least 1.188 MB, that's 1.1 gig, but estimately, if you should approximate everything, it's around 1.3 gig. Just take note of that to install this. So after you've clicked on install, it should show you some like a progress bar saying installation 50%, 100%, and stuff like that. Now immediately you've installed, immediately the installation is completed, you should be able to see SQL Server Developer Edition installation has been completed here. Then you see these options here: connect now, customize, install SSMS, close. Just click on close. That means you've installed your SQL Server successfully, so you just need to click on close. After you've done with that, the next thing is to come back to your Chrome browser. Get back to your browser, then search for SQL Server Management Studio, then click enter. Then you should be able to see Microsoft results, and the first results Google will be giving you with a link: download SQL Server Management Studio. Click on it, click on the link, then scroll down a little bit. Let me take it again from beginning. You will see this new web page here: download SQL Server Management Studio. Scroll down a little bit to where you see download SSMS. Then you will see a link: free download for SQL Server Management Studio. Click on the link. I think the size is, and the download size is around 600 MB. Let it load for a while, then it will pop up the download progress. Now it's downloading. It has popped up my download progress. Now it's downloading 629 MB. So because I already have this, I won't be downloading this anymore. But if you don't have this, wait till the download is successful. So if your download is successful, let me cancel this. We'll be done with this by then. So now if I should move back to this, So we've installed SQL Server successfully, and we've downloaded SQL Server Management Studio. So it's time for us to install it. So let's see what we have. I already have this, and this is it here. So I'll just open this for you guys to see how it looks like installing it. Now when you double click on it, the first thing you see windows like this telling you SQL Server Management Studio, welcome, click install to begin. Then you see the install button. Make sure you click the install button. Then next, after clicking the install button, it will show the progress. This SQL Server Management Studio does not require data or internet connection to install, so you just install it like the normal way without connecting to the internet, the SQL Server Management Studio. So it will show you the progress. If it is done installing, it will tell you SQL Server Management Studio setup completed, like this. Yeah, exactly, it will tell you that. Then you need to click on close. You need to click on close when you've successfully installed. After installing your SQL Server and your SQL Management Studio, the next thing is to go to your system search bar, which is this. Then search for, type SSMS. You should be seeing this SQL Server Management Studio with the icon option, and no more this icon again. This is the downloaded file, which is .exe icon. We won't be opening this anymore. Now we'll be opening this app here, so double click on this or click on it once. Let it wait for it to open. There we'll be seeing a new window saying Microsoft Studio, Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. Then we'll just have to wait for it to pop up a new window, which is this. Now if you are seeing this window here, you need to click on what connect, the connect button. Does if you already have the SQL server type, database engine, server name with this your own server name, not this server name. Server names are different. Yours should be generated automatically, so you'll be having your server name authentication, Windows authentication. Then the rest, leave it the way it is. Then click on connect, and if you have no issue and this connect successfully like this, then you are good to go for the next class. But let me start again, because there is this common issue everybody have first time opening their SQL server. The issue is the server name does not actually show. It's always showing blank for some system opening SQL server for the first time. It's always showing blank, and if this issue is happening to you, the thing is, click on this drop down beside this drop down icon, click on it, then move to browse for more, and you'll see a plus icon beside this database engine. Click on the plus icon, then you see a name under the plus icon, that is your server name. Double click on it, then click on OK, then click on connect. Then with that, I think you've actually installed your SQL server and your SQL Management Studio successfully, and you're ready to go for the next class. Thank you. Let's see what we have.